Yes, special ang ating episode ngayon kasi kung mapapansin po ninyo, ilan sa mga episode ng Tony Talks na tinitape namin, madalas naming nakukuha yung mga comments na parang ginagawa na raw nilang Sunday therapy ang programa. Kasi parang through listening to other people's story, parang in a way nag-heal din sila or nakakakuha sila ng way to survive the things that they are going through at the moment. Pero ako naman sa almost magti 3 years na ginagawa namin ng Tony Talks, na-realize ko na as a listener, iba rin pala yung difference if you're a life coach, therapist, psychologist. Kasi parang pag mas may kaalaman ka sa pakikinig sa pinagdadaanan ng isang tao, more than the sympathy, the compassion, and the empathy, parang mas napaprocess mo yung naririnig mong storya. Kasi minsan may mga storyang bibit-bitin mo hanggang sa umuwi ka. Tapos minsan parang feeling mo yung problema nila, problema mo na rin. Kaya naman, ngayong araw, napaka-espesyal ng araw na ito dahil reunion namin. 2005, nung una ko siyang na-meet, siya ang resident psychologist ng Pinoy Big Brother, si Dr. Randy Deliosa.
Thank you very much for inviting me. This is a privilege.
No, thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Right. And you know, it's really true because even I watch some of your shows and nakaka-stress relief talaga.
Thank you, Doc.
Right.
So, meron kaming mga napiling episode na feeling namin mas maganda kung ma-dissect at ma-analyze ng totoong may kaalaman. Ano ba ang difference ng life coach, psychiatrist, psychologist?
Yes, it's good for people to know this. Unang-una, yung psychiatrist is really a medical doctor. So dumaan siya sa medical studies, naging doktor siya, and then nag-specialize siya sa mental disorders. So ito na yung psychiatrist. They usually work in hospitals. Yung psychologist naman, usually a PhD, nag-aral siya sa university, naging PhD, and then pwede siyang maging psychotherapist. So, tagatulong sa mga taong may problema or they do psychological testing. Pero hindi sila pwedeng magbigay ng medicine.
Ang nagbibigay ng medicine, psychiatrist.
Correct. Ang life coach naman is a person who is not a psychologist. Pero meron siyang desire na makatulong sa iba. And they say, I don't like to study everything, go to a university to become a PhD. I just want to focus on helping people. Parang counselor, pero trained.
So, ganito po yun, Doc. Dahil syempre, nung pandemic, talagang grabe na yung mental health ng lahat ng tao. Tsaka ngayon, sa panahon ngayon, uso na ang mental health awareness. So, kung may pinagdadaanan sila, sino ang lalapitan nila? Or depende yan sa gravity ng sitwasyon?
Meron tayong hierarchy.
Yan na. So, dapat pala malaman natin.
Unang-una, syempre mga kaibigan, di ba? I-treat out lang natin, di ba? Kwentuhan natin. And then usually, for some people, after friends, baka they go to some religious or spiritual person from church. And then kung hindi naman kaya ng church worker, usually that's where they look for, when they look for a psychologist, a psychiatrist, kung parang medyo mabigat na.
Ang mga symptoms ng
Symptoms. Sleep problem. Yeah, this is good also for the viewers to know. For example, kung hirap kayo makatulog, or parang walang motivation, walang physical energy, parang wala ng sense of enjoyment, puro nega yung emotions, nakakaisip ng saktan ng sarili. So, if you put them all together, major talaga. It's a major depression.
Yun ang kailangan ng professional help.
Kailangan ng professional help. I think it's better to go to a psychiatrist kasi bibigyan na ng medicine. And people get well very quickly, in 3 weeks. With the right treatment, medicine, talk therapy, they get well right away. I have something to say. Actually, you are a natural life coach.
Nakastulog ko nga namang naging life coach na.
Correct. Kasi, one of the skills of life coaching is listening. And when I watch you on TV, you can connect with the person, you can empathize, curious, you ask the right questions. That's the hallmark of mga natural life coaches.
Okay, so simulan natin sa isang episode na idadissect ni Doc Randy.
Punta kami ng hotel. Hanggang sa ayun na, hindi ko alam naka-set up na pala yung plano niya. Basta galingan mo na lang, anak. Tapusin mo yan. Ganun niya.
So, malinaw sa'yo lahat na nangyari nung gabing yan?
Malinaw po kasi parang nasa isip po nun. Gusto ko na matapos na.
Paano ang nagiging psychological effect nun sa isang bata na dumaan sa ganong klaseng abuse?
First of all, Tony, I feel very sad that this happened. Kasi think of our childhood naman. At 13, of course, we're just very innocent. And if we know anything about sex, usually they're from classmates. Pero we know that it's really bad. Pero ito ay ginawa ng mother. So obviously, this is a disturbed mother.
Pero parang so far, may reality show sila na she's trying her best to become the mother to her kids and to not become yung nanay niya. Yun sa
Right.
mga anak niya.
Yes.
Tinatry niyang itama.
That's very good that she does that, no? Pero really, she has to still work on herself. Kasi, you know what, when her child grows up, there's a tendency, for two things. Either she becomes something like her mother, or she becomes totally opposite like her mother. And any extremes is not good parenting. So she has to heal first so that she can be a better mother for her own child.
So, ang suggestion nyo para kay Papi and kay Paye, kasi ang first na nakapanakit sa kanila ay magulang nila eh. At saka yung first na nag-break ng trust nila as a kid,
Right.
they have to seek professional help.
Well, unang-una, she needs to be active in seeking help. Because, she can work on it on herself, by her own, but she can also ask help from others eh. And then she can also be exposed to others na nakaranas ng ganito. And then she'll realize, oh, I'm not alone. These children were used as objects to gain money. And of course, disturbed yung both parents. She has to talk about each of these traumas that happened to her for her own healing.
Maganda yung sinasabi ni Doc. Kailangang i-unload lahat ng baggage. Kasi as she goes through life, dala-dala niya yun.
Right, emotional baggage. nga ang tawag.
Okay. So, yun ang natutunan natin. Next.
Because I came from a narcissistic household, I learned quite recently na it's possible pala for narcissists to gather and exist in the same family. And ang nangyayari with narcissists is that they feel terrible about themselves. They want everyone around them to feel terrible as well. So, ang nangyayari in narcissistic households with narcissistic parents, pinubuli nila yung mga anak nila. Sinasabihan na, pangit ka, wala kang mararating.
I love Salome for her personality. She's very unique
And open.
and open. So my take on that is that if you, Tony, you never heard anything good from me, and I have these standards and you never reach it, why will you try to reach it? You go the opposite way. If you can't live up to my standards as a parent, as a family, you'll just fail even if you try. So you go the other way and you might find more success pa. She couldn't reach the convention or the standard of her parents. So now she lives in a non-conventional way of living. But there's also a personality factor there. She is quite a person who lives on the edge. She likes excitement, and then she's a strong personality, and that industry fit her.
Kasama din dun sa pag-uusap namin yung validation na hinahanap niya mula sa parents niya. Nakita daw niya dito sa trabaho niya.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes.
Anong yes and no, Doc?
Yes, superficially. Attention, acceptance by the people who like porn.
Bakit no?
No, because the deeper needs, emotional needs aren't met, such as belonging to a family. And also, I think, part of going the other way is also to spite her family, where she comes from. Of course, there's also another side. Yung side ng family niya and parents niya. Kamusta ba talaga si Salome as a child? Diba? Baka difficult child rin siya. Baka masyadong strong-willed. There are always two sides to a coin and we have to, listen to both.
Ano yung root cause ng problema? Bakit naging ganito ang bata?
Parents and family and Salome.
Bago makarating dun sa desisyon sa buhay kung bakit ganito ang tinahak niyang landas.
Correct.
When I'm drunk, I'm a very selfish human being. Before, I used to treat girls as objects. That's why wala talaga akong lasting relationships. When I entered show business, that's when I siguro let loose, lumaki ulo na parang I felt untouchable. By doing that, I was hurting myself.
With Baron, I focus on something else. I focus on really his personality type. I know him to be a very impulsive person because impulsive in the sense that he rides along with his emotions. So he's very right-brained. Tayo, we can be OC, logical, pero siya, he rides with his emotions. He's a genius actor and I've told him that. Pero what he really needs is ongoing support to help him manage intense emotions. Kasi anything he thinks produces emotions eh. And then he rides along with them. So somebody has to be with him, particularly his wife, to kind of, make alalay. Someone now has to support him in telling him what's right or wrong.
So, nag-check-in ako sa Sogo. Doon na ako naprating. Nakakarinig ako ng mga papatayin ka na namin. Kaya silip ako.
Malinaw na boses? Naririnig mo?
Oo, talagang totoo. Yung cellphone ko, nagano ko sa speaker, may lumalabas eh.
Ano?
Pati yung speaker ng TV, may lumalabas eh.
Mga
Patayin
ganun.
na, kaya tingnan na yan.
Hindi
Hanggang
na.
ngayon, naaalala ko pa yun.
Pero yung mga boses na naririnig, posible yun.
Okay, you talk about the mind. Yung mind lives in the brain. When a person takes shabu, ang nai-imbalance ay yung brain mismo, yung brain chemicals. O di let's say yung brain chemicals, yung dopamine, nagka-dopamine imbalance. Talagang kalalabasan ng dopamine imbalance is visual and auditory hallucinations.
So hallucination yun?
Yes.
Hindi yung schizophrenia na.
It's a psychosis.
Ano yung
Drug-induced.
psychosis, Doc?
Ang ibig sabihin ng psychosis ay yung wala sa realidad. Tuloy, nakakarinig ng mga bulong, nakakakita ng mga guni-guni. And that's because yung hardware, yung brain mismo, yung brain chemicals, nagka-imbalance. Tuloy, yung software, yung mind, syempre mag-iiba rin yung output.
Kasi in the spiritual sense, ang tawag nila dyan, naku, demonyo yan.
Well, unang-una, it's not from there. It's actually from the drug taking na.
So yun na yun yung, when you're under
Right.
influence talaga.
Yes. The guni-guni were running after him, so he wanted to escape, so he wanted to jump.
Kaya nagkaroon ng suicidal. So talagang domino effect
Correct.
ang mga pinagdadaanan.
Yes. Pero technically, I don't know if it's really a suicide or really an escape that could lead to death.
Talagang walang naidudulot na maganda ang illegal substance
Right,
sa
right.
utak ng tao. Pero change person na si Jobert ngayon.
Parang everything was looking good. Tapos biglang hatak. Siguro, I think there's a part of me na may hope na baka hindi to totoo. Baka hindi ako. Yung time na yun, nung nandun ako sa house, doon siya, all these thoughts. Parang doon na siya talaga nag-sink in na totoo to. There's no way that you can retract this. You cannot get back what you lost. Tapos doon ako parang, shucks, ang unfair.
I'll compare it, I'll contrast it. Of course, Salome is open. This one is very private, and then it was made open. It's a betrayal of sorts. Tama siya, she has to live with the pain every day. Feel it, and then give it up to God. There's no other way except to feel it. Kasi naman isuppress, di ba? There are ways to sit with that pain. One is really by talking about it. One is by feeling, sensing the emotion. Distraction also. Sometimes you have to distract yourself kasi sometimes it gets too intense.
Tapos, kailan mo masasabing nag-heal ka na dun sa pain?
When you can talk about it without emotional charge. Healing is also growing from what happened. So hindi mo lang i-close, dapat meron ka ring natutunan na life lesson.
Forgiveness, Doc, paano yun? Nakakatulong ba yun sa healing?
What I've learned from patients is that kusang nagpo-forgive sila on their own. Meaning, if you're able to talk about it, if you're able to express your anger, your sadness, your loss of control, if you're able to accept what happened, kusang nagpo-forgive eh. We never talk about forgiveness anymore. Let's forgive at the right time when we're ready.
The more painful instance was when we lost our leadership in Mega Manila. And I really took it to heart. Parang dropping to number 2 was a rejection of my person. Medyo
Naging personal.
nirelate ko sa pagkatao ko na parang, what am I here for? I'm a failure.
You took a talk therapy for 4 months.
Yeah. Face all your demons, di ba? Face all your shadows. Wala na, wiwindang ka talaga eh. Tapos, ang dami ng opinion, di ba? Parang ito, sasabihin to, ito, sasabihin to, ito. Until, before you know it, you're lost.
Ano bang nangyayari sa talk therapy, Doc?
Talk therapy, maraming klaseng talk therapy. One is psychotherapy, wherein usually we go back to the past para ma-deal yung emotional baggage. Talk therapy is about emotional detox. So it's like hingahan. Ang Pinoy, kailangan ng hingahan eh. Parang ventilation. We get it out and then gumagaan yung pakiramdam natin. That's what talk therapy is about. However, I have to say, she's also very balanced. So she's a leader with a heart. And that's where she puts, her personality, her efforts, her energy. Siyempre, nung may nangyari, na-depress rin siya. Nakatulong yung talk therapy and hopefully it made even her more balanced.
So after hearing all these stories, Doc, what is one thing that you can share sa ating mga viewers na baka yun din ang pinagdaanan nila or may pinagdadaanan sila ngayon?
Sa tagal ng pagiging psychiatrist ko, psychologist, pero after listening to thousands of stories, yung mga short expressions, yun ang profound eh. Acceptance, just accept it, let go, move on, rediscover yourself, reinvent your life. These are things we hear all the time. Pero these are the simple truths that after thousands I've heard, ayun pa rin ang truths na i-share ko.
Paano ka mag-heal sa iyong pain?
Same thing. You have to accept first of all that there's pain rather than suppressing or denying or minimizing. There are so many things happening to us and we don't understand. Sa totoo lang, we don't have any control. Sometimes we have to grasp onto something perhaps higher than us, who is more in control, and even if we don't understand, there might be some meaning to it all. Diba?
The higher power.
The higher power.
Yung iba, they say the universe. Ako, I acknowledge God. So, I think isa yun sa mga nakakatulong. And based dun sa mga nakausap ko din na mga tao, most of their stories na ang laki ng naging transformation ng buhay nila is malaki din talaga yung nagagawa ng faith.
Right. May I add on more? Yeah. Also watching Tony Talks.
Ay, yung pala yun.
Because as a psychiatrist, I also get depressed.
Totoo yan.
Yes, and something that relieves me, besides, what we've talked about, is really watching Tony Talks. Yeah. So if you're depressed, you also watch your own shows.
Totoo yan, Doc!
Right.
May mga episode ako na binabalik-balikan ko kapag halimbawa malungkot ako, tapos papanoorin ko to, tapos ay hindi na ako malungkot kasi mas grabe yung pinagdaanan niya. Nahihiya akong malungkot. May mga ganon. So thank you, Doc, for helping us dissect our episodes, understanding more the journey of our guests, and we are so grateful for people like you who help us on many levels when it comes to dealing with our problems and yung mga challenges na pinagdadaanan natin here. So, ito talaga importante. This is the battlefield na kailangan nating ingatan because everything talaga, aside from the physical, ito malaking factor that can affect our overall well-being is what's in here, what's in our mind.
Yes.